Welcome everyone. My name is Ngoya Nicholas. I'm a pharmacy practitioner. So welcome to MedAid. MedAid is a short form of medical education. It's a new channel that I started so that I may be able to relate to us basic information regarding the common medication that we get exposed to on a daily basis. Okay, just to raise a disclaimer before I begin. So the information you get on this channel is basically for informational and educational purposes. It's not intended to be a substitute to your doctor's advice. Okay, so it is essential to seek your doctor's advice before making any choice on your health, or before making any decision on your health and the medications you use. Okay, I just saw it good to raise that disclaimer before we begin. So today we are going to talk about certain medication. Is the oldest non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medications ever in the market. Okay, I'm talking about acetyl salicylic acid, commonly known as aspirin. Okay, so aspirin is the oldest NSAID painkiller in the market currently. So it has been used for over 3,500 years. Okay, the ancient Egyptians and Sumerians used to extract this medication from willow bark, a tree called willow. So they used to extract it from the bark of that tree. Okay, so it was later named as aspirin by a German manufacturer in 1897. Yes, yeah, I think about it. In 1897, it was named as aspirin by a German manufacturer. So just a caution also, it is not good to, so this medication, aspirin, the acetyl salicylic acid, is not recommended to children under the age of 12 years. Okay, yeah, because it has adverse effect on the children of that age group. It makes the liver to swell and also the brain to swell, the condition known as Rett syndrome. Okay, so avoid using this medication in the children under that age group. And also in people who have the tendency maybe of bleeding, aspirin basically inhibits platelets. Okay, platelets are the cells that helps in blood clotting, because when a person gets an injury, the platelets rush at the point of injury, then they clot the place and form some wire mesh there, then they block the bleeding. But when you use aspirin when you have such condition like hemorrhagic stroke, aspirin will eventually potentiate the action of bleeding because it will inhibit the platelets. Okay, so just avoid using this aspirin in such cases. So going on the daily dose of aspirin, basically the total daily dose, okay, of aspirin is 4,000 milligrams. Okay, so aspirin, maybe I've seen some tablets that come in 500 milligrams. So that means that you take 2 tablets 4 times a day to manage your fever or pain. Okay, yeah, and remember the population that I said that's not supposed to use aspirin. Okay, so that's the short history about aspirin. So you want to go into the mode of action of aspirin. We know all the NSAIDs, they have somehow similar mode of actions, but those ones that are selective and non-selective, like the ones we are talking about now, aspirin is a non-selective NSAID. Okay, meaning all the NSAIDs, they work by inhibiting an enzyme called cyclooxygenase. Okay, cyclooxygenase, the short form of it is COX. So it is essential for the production of prostaglandins, and we know prostaglandins are they get involved in mostly pain, inflammation, and physiological function of the body. Okay, those are the prostaglandins. So the NSAID work by inhibiting cyclooxygenase enzyme. By inhibiting cyclooxygenase enzyme, that means that there will be no production of prostaglandins. Okay, so as I said, there are those NSAIDs that are selective, meaning they can only inhibit one particular COX, cyclooxygenase enzyme. Okay, but for acetyl salicylic acid is non-selective, meaning it inhibits all of them. It even inhibits the essential cyclooxygenase in the body, the cyclooxygenase 1. Okay, the cyclooxygenase 2 is the one that causes issues in the body, so it's the one that is supposed to be inhibited. But for aspirin, it's non-selective. We'll talk about the cyclooxygenase enzyme later. That's the way I explained. The mode of action is basically that one. It inhibits the production of enzyme called cyclooxygenase, which in turn will result to non-production of prostaglandins. Okay, so there will be no pain, fever, and inflammation. So just to expound more on it, we know cyclooxygenase. I know this information may be complex to those who are not from the medical field, but just allow me to explain it. So cyclooxygenase, you know, it's an enzyme that is involved in the synthesis of prostaglandins and thromboxanes. The way I said prostaglandins, they are basically compounds that are involved in the response of the body to pain, inflammation, and also fever. While thromboxanes, they are basically involved in the blood clotting. Okay, so that's why you should use aspirin with caution based on this information. Okay, so because aspirin, those who have issues with the bleeding disease, they should not use aspirin because it will potentiate that further. Its advantage is that it also inhibits prostaglandins that are responsible for coordinating fever, pain, and inflammation. Okay, so that's the information I wanted to add on the mode of action of aspirin. So let's go to the functions of aspirin. Okay, as we know, aspirin is basically used for pain, so inflammation, maybe those who have arthritis and any other inflammation injuries. Also, we are going to look at the side effects of aspirin, those who use aspirin. The first one is gastrointestinal issues. So we talk about ulcers, gastritis, stomach pain, and many more. And another one is increased risk of bleeding. We talked about its effect on platelets. Okay, so it has blood thinning function. So it can increase bleeding if you have that issue. And also it has some allergic reactions. Maybe you can get hives, you can get some swelling, and also those who are asthmatic, please do not use aspirin because it can worsen the situation. Okay, and another side effect is it causes Ray's syndrome due to its adverse side effects on the liver and your brain. Okay, so just be notified of that. So those are some of the side effects of aspirin. So it is also essential for cardiovascular patients. It helps to prevent heart attack and stroke in these patients because of its antiplatelet function. So who should use aspirin? Basically, we're just going to look at it briefly. Individuals, adults experiencing mild to moderate pain or inflammation should use aspirin. Also, the individuals at risk of cardiovascular events or disease like stroke, heart attack, so they should use aspirin, but specifically under the guidance of a healthcare professional or a doctor. Okay. Also, patients with the rheumatoid conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, okay, they should use aspirin. Well, who should not use aspirin? So as shown above, children and teenagers who are recovering from viral infection at risk of Ray's syndrome should not use aspirin, and also individuals with known allergies should also not use aspirin, and also those who have pregnant women, particularly those who are in the third trimester, you should not use aspirin unless at the advice of your doctor. Okay, be patient with the bleeding disorders such as hemophilia. Please avoid using aspirin because it just worsen the condition. Okay, just to conclude this video, aspirin we know is an essential medication found in the common cabinets in the pharmacy or shelves. Though it is available for many people to use, informed that it has some serious side effects, and you can only get it and you'll be assisted if you seek for more information from your healthcare provider to be able to use it appropriately and correctly. Okay, though it has many advantages, it also has some risks on it. So before you take this medication, just seek medical advice from your healthcare professional. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful and it will change some aspects of you using these medications. Okay, if you have any question or any suggestion on any other topic you want me to cover, please just post it here and I'll be able to go through everything. And please subscribe, and I'll be encouraged to create more informative videos regarding the medication that we get exposed to on our daily lives. Okay, so bye bye and stay healthy.